Hey, I want to show you a quick little demonstration about how your life works, why you have what you have, and why you don't have what you might want. So, come a little closer. See these? These are magnets. Now check this out. You see the letters? They represent what's called polarities of the magnets. Now let me show you what happens when you try to put the two ends with the same polarities together. Doesn't want to do it. Well, doesn't attract. But watch, if I put the N up against the S, attraction. But wait a second. You may have heard about something called the law of attraction. If you're here, you probably have. You may have heard it described as like attracts like, or something similar. So let's try that again. And hang on. Check out these two glasses. They're alike too. But you don't see them slamming together, do you? No, me either. So maybe, just maybe, the law of attraction isn't just about like attracting like. I mean, sometimes like things attract and sometimes opposite attract. So what's the deal here? Well, maybe it's just a little unrealistic to think about attraction in such simple terms. Maybe there's a lot more going on here. And maybe if you understood more about what was going on here, you might actually be able to get results with using the law of attraction to actually create a life you love. So what does determine attraction? And what does that have to do with your life, your money, your health, and your relationships? Well, attraction has to do with something called resonance. If something is in energetic resonance with something else, it attracts it. If not, it repels it, just like the two ends of the magnets. I mean, you probably know by now that everything in the universe is energy. And energy, well, it vibrates at certain frequencies. Nowadays, that's pretty common knowledge. But what's not common knowledge is that depending on what those frequencies are, various energetic systems will either be attracted to each other or they'll move away from each other. And while some people even understand that, the deep implications are not considered by most people. And as a result, they don't realize just to what extent that every aspect of who they are is an energetic system of some kind. And that those energy systems are either in resonance with things or not. And most importantly, that the vast majority of things that we as humans resonate with are things we're not thinking about. They aren't our goals, and they aren't on some vision board. When you can understand that resonance and attraction aren't some new age terminology, and that this law of attraction isn't something we activate, but instead that we are always putting out energy with which the rest of the universe is either resonating or not, then you can begin to understand more about how the law of attraction really works and what's going to be necessary to see results with it. You see, energy, in addition to being atomic, having protons, neutrons, and all that stuff you learned in science, there's also information associated with it. And in large part, that's where the rules are made about how things resonate. The negative polarities of magnets attract because that's how the energy is encoded with information. The two similar glasses don't slam together because they're not informationally encoded to do that, even though they're made of the same stuff. They're like. Now, some atoms come together as wood, some as water, some as minerals. But when you break it down, it's all atoms, right? So it's the information that doesn't show up on any microscope, that makes the rules. So to get the law of attraction to work in our lives with any consistency, we have to know how to influence the information that is in our energy systems. And that's what makes the Wealth Beyond Reason program different than most other law of attraction programs. Because even though we do give you techniques and tools to put these principles into action, you're not asked to do anything until you fully understand why you're doing it and how it's going to work. Our program makes sure that the message you're sending to the universe about what you want in your life isn't cluttered with a bunch of information that you're not conscious of that will absolutely cause unpredictable results or no results at all. Look, the law of attraction isn't a toy, and it's not a personal development tool. It's a principle that explains the very nature of the building blocks of our universe. It's a very complicated thing. But the good news is you don't need to know every detail of the intelligence behind all this. That's reserved for a much higher power. But you can tap into what is literally a reality creation mechanism and attract what you want. But you've got to stop thinking that this is all some kind of magic trick. Because at some level, if that's how you look at it, you're going to run into some level of resistance. Because it will all seem too good to be true. And therefore, it won't occur as true for you. Why? Because the energy that is that belief that it's too good to be true will not resonate with the experience of reality that it's true, just like the magnets. But when you shift into energetic alignment with anything is possible, and I deserve anything I desire, and abundance is everywhere, I mean true energetic alignment, then the information encoded in that energy brings on the attraction process you want. The Wealth Beyond Reason program has been teaching these principles at this level for years, but never so effectively and comprehensively as they do now with the latest release of the program. We've taken over a decade of content, sifted through it, eliminated some, expanded on more, and added tons of new content to suit the needs of today. And honestly, things are a lot different now than they were 10 years ago. Because of the onslaught of law of attraction products after The Secret, some of them extremely incomplete, there were thousands of people, maybe more, who thought they were learning about the law of attraction and how to use it. But only a fraction of the information was there. And when they, not surprisingly, didn't see results, they tossed the whole thing off as a joke or a fraud. This is what inspired me to reconstruct the Wealth Beyond Reason program from the ground up, to say you don't have to give up on this. There's profound truth here, but you need all the information. As such, we've redesigned our curriculum to speak to anyone of any background, even and especially those who would never even consider looking into the law of attraction because they thought it was some silly marketing scheme or new agey concept with no basis in truth. I'm particularly passionate about reaching those people because it's often those people who want dramatic change in their lives but are refusing to look at what has gone into creating the circumstances they want to change. Yet it's an understanding of that that empowers you to create that change. The Wealth Beyond Reason program is delivered in a series of modules, each one building on the one before it, each with in-depth video lessons, topic-specific expert interviews, supplemental educational lectures, and most importantly, actual assignments which put you, the student, into action with what you've learned. There's no point in getting an education if you're not going to do something with it. And the attraction process rarely happens without action on your part, so getting you into appropriate and inspired action is our main priority. By the end of the program, you will have created a vision that's in full alignment with who you are and what you really want. And you'd be amazed at how many people spend time trying to attract something they think they want, only to realize later that it wasn't truly what they wanted at all. With our program, you won't waste that time. You'll learn to eliminate years and years of negative and limiting beliefs with a variety of methods, all of which are tried and true and easy to learn. This is what ultimately changes that energetic information so that you can go from this to this when it comes to attracting what you want. In addition to the core curriculum, you'll have access to hours of Q&A coaching seminar audio, where just about every conceivable law of attraction question is addressed head on. And you'll be able to search the entire program for any topic you want information on in an instant. We've also included a collection of audio meditations that are designed specifically to move you into energetic alignment with what you want quickly and easily. Look, evidence that the law of attraction is all around you. Your very experience of reality is proof that energy in various forms and configurations is a part of your life. And there are specific reasons that everything in your life is there. Sure, we don't think about it most of the time, but when you do, when you start to see the big picture, an amazing world of truly infinite possibility opens up. Bottom line is this: if there's anything you want to do, be, or have in your life that you're not currently doing, the new Wealth Beyond Reason program will assist you in being, doing, and having it. The amount of resources in this program are staggering, but you're eased through it easily, so there's no chance of getting overwhelmed. And here's the thing, I know it may even seem like too much information, but think about it for a moment. Think how many years of information you've absorbed through school, society, television, parents, and many other sources which have really just taught you limitation. To make significant change, you have to unlearn some of this. It's a re-education, and yeah, it can take some time, but wow, it's so worth it. It's no surprise that if you buy most super cheap law of attraction courses, that you're not going to have a profound life change. You're almost always going to need more than something like that can offer you. We're talking about years of programming that needs to be changed in so many potential areas. And there are some foundational things you need to learn and understand. You can't just rush it and expect miracles. Take the time, whatever time it takes, and you'll have the life you truly want. Now, it is no exaggeration to say that the value of all the resources, the books, the interviews, the teleseminars, the coaching sessions, the meditations, and everything else that makes up the curriculum would be many thousands of dollars easily. I was never more aware of that than when I was rebuilding the program. Even I was amazed at how much was there and how many years have gone into the compilation of the material. So I value this program very highly, and for good reason. And I want to make it accessible for you. Now, I see programs with far less content selling for nearly $2,000 and selling well all over the place. And at first that was my plan. And no, I'm not just saying that. I was going to make this a premium program for only the most serious person, because when a serious person makes a serious investment in a program, they're more likely to do it. But as you'll see below, I didn't ultimately choose to go that route, at least not for now. So you have the option of enrolling with a low one-time tuition payment for access to all the material we put together for you and structured in this incredibly effective curriculum. Or you can break up your tuition into 3 installments, but you will be paying a little more that way. In any case, your results are guaranteed if you complete the program, meaning you do the assignments, ask for assistance when necessary, and take your time. We're serious about your results, and this isn't something to just try to breeze through. While this will be a fun experience, we're talking about your life here. And we want you to make a commitment to yourself and the program so you can get your results as quickly as possible for you. If, however, you feel that the program isn't everything we say it is after completing it fully, you're entitled to a refund. But look, I already know that when you do what's laid out there, I mean really do it, you'll see results all over the place. You'll lose count of the aha moments. And there is no way you'll be the same person on the other side of the program. You'll be more confident than ever as to who you're here to be, and more empowered than you probably ever thought possible. If you're really ready for profound transformation in your life, then enroll right now. And you can get started with the program right away. I assure you that halfway through the first module, you'll understand that you've come across something different, and that your breakthroughs are soon to come. So thanks for being here, and I really look forward to seeing you on the inside.